This has sparked a lot of debate and unnecessary public attention, right? And I think let me deal with that squarely and fairly. We have had significant changes to the whippery. I first came here when we first came to Parliament on the 25th of June last year. The chief whip was uSizwe Ngubane. uSizwe Ngubane was replaced in September last year by uComrade Mzwanele Manyi, who was replaced a couple of months ago by Comrade Colin Makubele. Those were strategic changes designed to ensure that the party has teeth that were not just opposing but were real and effective. Right. When Commander Manyi was the chief whip, he made quite a lot of changes to the whippery. One of which was that uAndile Mxetama ceased to be a whip. The other one, uMsezane, was a whip. He ceased to be a whip. uCarol was also a whip. She ceased to be a whip. We accommodated the CEOs, as they are affectionately known, uGama, uMolife, and uMontana, as well as uManyi himself, because we recognize their talent. It was never international news. It wasn't headlines that the MK party is falling apart. This is the first time ever when there is a change made to the whippery, it hits headlines. We don't understand why. We don't understand why. For that reason, let me also explain. When Commander Makubele came, we used to have Commander Nhlamulo Ndlela as a whip of communications. He voluntarily stepped down as a whip of communications and allowed Commander Makubele to take over. When Commander Makubele was promoted to the position now of a chief whip, there was a vacancy, and we've decided to do away with that vacancy. There is no more any whippery relating to communication. It's a strategic change, and it's an administrative change. It's not a caucus issue. It's not a caucus issue. It's an administrative change which we made in consultation with the president of uMkhonto weSizwe Party. He is well aware of those changes. Also, let me add here, I'm the party leader as well as the deputy president of uMkhonto weSizwe Party. The president has made it clear I mustn't be a crybaby. On issues relating to Parliament, if there are any changes of a structural nature, changes that are necessitated because we want to make ourselves effective, I have a final say in that regard, subject to conferring with him where necessary. That's it. Let me now turn to one or two things that have happened since then, and I want to deal with them now once and for all so that they will not arise. When the changes were made, unfortunately we went through a situation whereby we had to terminate the whippery status of Commander Nhlamulo Ndlela. He was a deputy whip, remember, and no longer a whip. We decided to terminate that for the reasons that were given to him. There is a letter that was written by my office on the 23rd of June 2025, which was formally handed to him, right, in terms of which his whippery status as a deputy whip, in terms of which that was terminated. There were reasons clearly articulated in that letter. Following that, obviously, it meant he was no longer part of the whippery, because whenever we meet as a whippery, it's always myself, the chief whips, the deputy chief whip, and all other deputy whips. So a group of about 18 or 19 altogether. The result of terminating that meant he was no longer going to attend those meetings. He rocked up at a meeting and said he did not get the letter. His case was that he did not receive the letter terminating his membership as a whippery. The chief whip immediately said at that meeting, if you did not receive the letter, we will give you the letter after the meeting. After that, he came to me and raised the issue that he did not receive the letter, I said to him, we can't talk about the letter that you say you have not even received. Once you receive the letter, we may have a discussion along those lines. But also interesting, at that point, his defense or his excuse was he has not received the letter, he doesn't know what we're talking about. Alternatively, that his removal must be sanctioned by the president of uMkhonto weSizwe, which is clearly not the position. All along the changes that have taken place, the president of uMkhonto weSizwe was never involved. When it became clear that Commander Ndlela has in fact received the letter, his story changed. The letter is not authentic in as much as it's my electronic signature which appears on the letter, right? Now, it is important to say his stance initially was that he did not receive the letter. When it became abundantly clear that he has now received the letter, he changed to saying, no, this is not the signature of the parliamentary leader. If anything, this has been forged. Let me confirm categorically that the letter came from my office. It was on the strength of that letter dated the 26th of June, 23rd of June, in terms of which Commander Ndlela was removed. Interestingly, as he was busy saying he did not receive the letter, I got an SMS, a WhatsApp from my administrator, my PA, saying that, she still calls me Judge, saying that, Judge, here is proof that this was sent to Commander Ndlela on the same day. He carried on saying that he didn't receive it. He repeated those allegations in the last caucus that we had. The bottom line is that the letter was sent to him before I sent it to the president, advising him of the significant changes that had taken place. Furthermore, I can assure you, I'm the head of the party. I'm the party leader here in government. Here in Parliament. If any complaint is made against any staff member or any MP, it's brought to me because I'm ultimately responsible. There is no letter, there is no petition in terms of which MPs are calling for the head of the chief whip. This is a pigment of someone's imagination, quite frankly. I would have been the first person to receive that petition. Obviously, if the petition is against me, I wouldn't expect MPs to give it to me. They would probably give it to the chief whip, who would in turn forward it to the president, who is sitting in Nkandla comfortably now. So the suggestion that there is a letter here, that there is a petition here against the chief whip is quite frankly nonsense. It is nonsense. There is no such. I have not received it. As a matter of fact, I asked Ubaba as late as last night to President Zuma. There is no such letter. Colleen Makubele remains a chief whip here. She is very good. She is very effective as a chief whip. She is good. I'm not undermining the predecessors, but she is a kind of a chief whip that we need now to take the party forward. I confirm, therefore, categorically that there is no petition against the chief whip, and she remains our chief whip. She will remain as such until she is recalled strategically for one reason or the other. I wasn't born a party leader myself. I could be recalled one day in the interest of the party to move forward. So if she is recalled, anyone who is recalled, it is in the interest of the party to move forward. Normally people are recalled from one position and redeployed, even within a party. It happens the party is new. Don't judge us with reference to parties which have been around for a very long time, like the ANC and the DA. We are new, and we have attracted members from all walks of life. Others are coming with clean hands, others are coming with a bad motive. So changes are important, and they are inevitable. We don't redeploy people just simply because We don't like their faces, but people are redeployed for strategic reasons. I want to sum this up. This is the first time when there are changes which are made that it becomes international news. So I see no reason why the redeployment, the fact that Commander Nhlamulo Ndlela is no longer a whip, I see no reason why it should be headlines. It doesn't indicate that the party is falling apart. We have been here. I've been here in Parliament, leading this Parliament caucus for a year now. It's just over a year. The party is not falling apart. Secondly, there is no petition here at all in terms of which Commander Makhubele is being kicked out. If anything, she has done exceptionally well. Within the caucus, you do have a couple of people who want to push their own agenda, and I think you know them by now. And finally, I can confirm categorically that the letter dated the 23rd of June 2025 emanated from my office, the person who actually, like all other correspondents, to Commander Nhlamulo. And then obviously, based on what happened at the meeting, this closed meeting of the Whippery, I had to forward complaints. I forwarded a report to the President relating to unfortunate events that happened there. I don't think there is much to add in that regard. I'm going to hand over now to the Chief Whip, who will take you through some of the significant changes. I can tell you straight away what we did, just by way of background. Stop me if you think I'm talking too much. I'm trying to impress this young lady.
If you encroach in my area, I'll stop you.
Oh, all right. We've introduced some, thank you so much. We've introduced some significant changes. Again, we recognize the experience of those who are coming. And more water for the Chief Whip, please. Do you have water? We recognize this, the experience and expertise of those commanders. We call each other commanders, those who are coming. This is in line with what we have done before. There is absolutely nothing new. These changes are not a caucus issue. They are purely administrative. Just like if the President were to change the cabinet and do a cabinet reshuffle, he knows what he's doing. It doesn't become a matter which must be open for discussion to say, why is he doing this, why is he doing that? It doesn't work like that. So you will see that these significant changes are such that we call, remember Parliament functions largely by way of committees, right? Committees are clustered. For example, cluster number 1 is called Peace and Security Cluster. You have Justice, you have Correctional Services, we have so many other committees under Cluster 1. And our Cluster Whip is Commander Douglas, Wesley Douglas, who's a very good, experienced politician, but his qualification lies in economics. If I remember well, he has a master's degree in economics from Harvard. How many of you have ever seen Harvard? You will get there one day, maybe as visitors. You will get there. Well, I'm joking. Come on, give me credit. I can also joke. I've never been to Harvard. I never studied at Harvard. You know why? Because if you look at top universities in the world, it's Cambridge, followed by Oxford, and then Harvard. Okay, that's just by way of joking. Let's just take that example. He's a cluster head, but he's training. He's an economist. Within that cluster, there is justice, right? So we decided let's just recognize the talent of people within that cluster. For that reason, Nomvalo, who is an attorney, who is a lawyer, he will be the team leader or the portfolio leader. In other words, he would lead any discussion, any motion, any bill, anything to do with matters of justice. If there is a debate to do with judges' salaries, magistrates' salaries, anything to do with justice, he is responsible. Why? Because he is an expert in the area. And we also want them as portfolio heads, as portfolio leaders, if you like, to ensure that they pick everything every day in the committees. If something is newsworthy, we are going to be told by them. He will say, I've just attended this, it is newsworthy, let us formulate a position as a party in line with our election manifesto. In the past, we've been losing a lot, and a lot of the good work that we are doing here goes unnoticed, it falls within the cracks. So it is against this background that these significant changes have been introduced, and we also want each and every one of the MPs to have a role to play. All 58 of us are sitting in different committees, some of us in 2 or even 3 committees. We want to ensure that there is an even spread of work and every member's talent, skill, and expertise is recognized. With those few words, I would like to hand over now to my Chief Whip, who is going to take over and elaborate on some of the aspects that I have alluded to. Without much ado, over to you, Commander Makhubele. Thank you.
All right, so we've heard enough. There has been so much drama around the MKP, Floyd going, and he's pulling an ANC on the MKP. As South Africans, we owe lots of gratitude to the MKP. If it wasn't for the MKP, we would still be under ANC majority party. So there are letters, and he's trying to clarify that the spokesperson is lying. There's a new chief whip once again. So many shifts. There are letters complaining about Zuma's daughter. They already have factions trying to get rid of the new people. The high profile people like Mzwanele Manyi and them have been fired. Floyd is busy fishing from the same pond. This has been a truly most dramatic party ever. Interesting to see where this all goes. But my gratitude to the MKP. Thank you guys. If it wasn't for you, ANC would be above 50%. If it wasn't for you, we would be held hostage with a 51% probably. So yeah, thank you guys. And thanks for watching. So, no man can serve 2 masters. Either he'll love the one or hate the other, or he'll disrespect the one and respect the other. You cannot serve God and Karl Marx, because God will tell you about right, wrong, good, bad, failure or success. And these people will tell you about black, white, colonialism and decolonialism, apartheid and non-apartheid. But you can't be both. You can't be stuck in that trance, in that brainwashing, and still be able to clearly, for yourself, for others, for your country, be able to go in the direction of what's good, what's right, and what is successful. So, South Africa will prosper. Cheers.